Welcome to the 70th Annual Minnesota Concrete Conference promo video. This video highlights how our concrete conference has been a part of the advancement of concrete knowledge. This 70th conference will be unique in that it will be virtual. The Planning Committee is aware of the saturation of virtual conferences and webinars that are available right now. We hope that after viewing this video, you will make the choice to participate in the 70th Annual Conference. We have divided the video into chapters, realizing that not all of the material may be of interest to you. Please enjoy. The timeline on this slide shows important topics and advancements in concrete over the past 70 years. These topics were therefore emphasized at previous concrete conferences. The names shown are the people who will guide us through this timeline. Concrete is one of the few construction materials truly created during the building process. Other construction materials, such as a steel or wood beam, only need a delivery distribution path, whereas concrete requires an additional distribution path of knowledge. The University of Minnesota Concrete Conference is part of that knowledge distribution path. What do you get from attending this year's conference? 0.65 continuing education units for 6.5 hours of participation. Presentations ranging from alternative supplementary cementitious materials to highlighting the new 11 on the River high-rise in Minneapolis. Continual participation in one of the nation's leading conferences for the exchange of current concrete knowledge. The conference will offer you a lot, but the Planning Committee would like to give you something right now. The Universal Concrete Mix Design, which has been used throughout the world for centuries.
3部分摇滚2部分沙1份水泥1半的水
3 أجزاء من الصخور جزئين من الرمل جزء واحد من الإسمنت نصف جزء ماء
3 parça kaya 2 parça kum tek parça çimento yarım ölçü su
3 parts rock, 2 parts sand, 1 part cement, and half part water. No matter where you are in the world, this is the Universal Concrete Mix Design. As our Universal Mix Design showed, there has always been 4 key ingredients to concrete: rock, sand, cement, and water. We would like to draw an analogy from the 4 main ingredients in our concrete to our concrete conference speakers, audience, advancements, and projects. In our analogy, the projects that we have highlighted at this conference over the last 70 years are the water of the conference. Here are a few of the projects highlighted in previous conferences. Likewise, the rocks of our conference are the speakers that have presented at previous conferences. Here are a few of the previous speakers. You, the audience, are like the sand to the concrete. Many concrete advancements have been covered at the previous conferences. Here are a few of them. Just as mixing the rock, sand, cement, and water results in concrete, the mixing of our 4 ingredients of the conference results in a conference that provides a knowledge distribution path of concrete. Here is a preview of the chapters to come. Chapter 1, History of Minnesota Concrete Conference with Tom Beckin, Robert Randall, and Mac McCullough.
But overall, still, the concrete industry will stay the same. We still need sand, gravel, and cement to make it work. And so we want you to attend the next conference so that you do learn a little bit more about concrete and how it functions. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Chapter 2, Decade of Strength, recorded at the 50th Annual Concrete Conference with Tom Dykhoff. Come back with us to the year 2000 when Tom Dykhoff reviews the Decade of Strength. Chapter 3, Time Travel to the 100th Annual Concrete Conference with Nancy Doppenberger, Dave Cassetta, and Kevin McDonald.
And as usual, Vitruvius, we haven't got time for your long-windedness. I'm Kevin McDonald, and I need to talk to myself in the past. Kevin, get over to the microphone.
It's Kevin.
Oh, hello, Nancy. Anyways, Kevin, where are you? Get over. Oh, there you are. Don't believe this. Shut up and listen.
Chapter 4, University of Minnesota Research with Kathy French.
Other things over the years that we've been involved with at the university just nearby, we have 2 large structural engineering labs, the Galambos Lab and the MAST Multi-Axial Sub-Assemblage Testing Lab. With those labs, we've done, structures up to 30 feet tall, large portions of structural walls. Some of my very early research when I finished as a PhD student was looking at the effects of multi-directional loading on components of structures. And, in recent years with our large mass facility, we've been testing up to like a 3rd scale, 6-story wall structure within that building, and trying to make impacts through our research on things like code changes and transferring the research that we do into practice.
Chapter 5, Now and Then with Josh Edwards.
How concrete is actually made. It's one of the few things that you don't learn in college. You might take a semester course on materials. I would think the good majority of the engineers that are going to these seminars have taken a semester in materials, where in that one semester you learn about concrete, steel, everything. But very little of that knowledge translates to how we make concrete every single day.
Chapter 6, Welcome to the NHL with Mark Binsler.
One of the good stories is we were fortunate enough to do the Wild Arena in St. Paul when we built that. And one of the keys I learned from there is make sure you understand your audience when you talk, because we brought in, the NHL always uses the same people to do their hockey rink floors. So they came into town, we talked to them, and I spent a long time trying to convince them how important if we could use non-chloride accelerators to get the set time they were looking for.
Chapter 7, MnDOT Connection with Maria Mastin.
And so what MnDOT did, and Doug Schwartz, the concrete engineer, and Mark Binsler, Dave Rettner, Matt Zeller, and others tried to look at things differently and not focus acceptance on strength. They decided to go a different way and really focus on water cement ratio.
Chapter 8, Outstate Perspective and Uncle Joe with Don Brown and Dan Bruno.
We always pushed for MnDOT contractor design mixes. Well, we bid a job in Sandstone, Minnesota, out of our Hinckley plant, and lo and behold, 2 days before the job's going to start, we were informed that this was contractor mix designs, which we hadn't done any of the testing.
Chapter 9, Kevin McDonald addresses the 100th conference.
Hello, potential visitors to the University of Minnesota's 70th annual conference, but looking forward as well, hopefully, to the 100th annual conference. I'm sure that the robots that will have replaced us in probably 100 years that do a perfect laser deposition of concrete and watch it get 3D printed will greatly enjoy this video.
Chapter 10, Pat Mancini's Plea to Maria.
Hey, my name is Pat Mancini.
And this song is especially written for Maria. Come on.
You have just seen the promos for all 10 chapters. If you would like to watch the full-length version of any chapter, please click the link attached.